Hi everyone, now in today's video I'm going to be showing you why women do not want good men, and I'm going to say that one more time just so it sinks in. Women do not want good men. Now this can be a very painful or a very bitter truth that a lot of men have to actually understand or digest or take in and come to terms with and actually accept. So what I'm going to be doing today is giving you a step-by-step logical breakdown why women do not want good men, and ultimately how you can make it easier to accept this, even if you have believed, different things that have probably made some of your past relationships not last or work out, or make it harder for you to date and interact with women. Now, after today's video is over, I want you to do one thing and one thing only. I want you to go down below. I want you to click the link in the description and check out the full-length MBT Masculine Behavioral Technique webinar presentation that I put together for you. Because inside of that, we take some of today's concepts even further, so that way you can copy paste them into your dating life and you can get results at a far quicker pace compared to the majority of all other men out there. So let's dive in. Okay, for most guys, this is one of the hardest things that they'll ever have to accept in their life, and I truly do understand that. So what I'm going to be doing today is giving you a actual logical breakdown to really understand why women do not want good men. So the first thing that you have to do is you have to almost go inside your mind for just a second, okay? And what you have to do inside your mind is you have to understand that accepting reality for what it is, okay? Not how you feel it should be. So men will often say things like, women shouldn't be attracted to that, or women should not be attracted to guys with status. Or, why does that guy get to date that girl? He doesn't even have a job. Things like that. You have to start to accept reality for what it is, not what you feel it should be. So what I've came to realize is that men live in lies to ignore the truth, because the truth is actually uncomfortable. And what most men do to cover up the truth is they look at that person, or that woman who's dating that guy, and they say, oh, there must be something wrong with that situation. Mentally she might not be in a good place when she's dating him, or they make excuses why she's attracted to him as if something's wrong with the situation. This could not be further from the truth, okay? What a woman is attracted to is what she's attracted to. Okay, and there's not a lot that woman can do about it. So she doesn't want a good guy. She also does not care if you want her or if you care about her. The next thing you have to realize is that she doesn't care if you're stable with a good job, or you're the best guy who's always going to be there for her and be the shoulder to cry on, whatever the case may be. What you got to understand and what you got to come to terms with is that women are aroused by men who have masculine attitude, men who have masculine character, and men who have masculine assertiveness. This is why the asshole gets all the ass. This is why the guy who is your textbook, asshole, or why the guy who, is your textbook, bad boy, or whatever you want to label him as, this is why he's the guy who gets to sleep with all the girls. This is just how it works. This is how life is, and this is how life operates. So the first thing you have to do to almost reinvent yourself is you got to start to accept reality for what it is, not how you feel that it should be. Once you've done this and you've just accepted the truth so you can move on with life, now what you have to do is you have to start being more self-serving. Yes, I said self-serving. I did not say you have to be more caring. I didn't say that you have to be a guy who cares about the interests of others more. I didn't tell you any of that nice guy behavior bullshit. You have to start being more self-serving. So what does it mean if you're self-serving? That means your needs come first. Your needs, not her needs, your needs. Say that with me one more time. Not her needs, your needs. You have certain needs as a man. That way you can feel good about yourself. That way you can feel high status. That way you can feel like you're desired. That way you can go to bed at night knowing that whatever it is that you accomplish, you probably are on your way to doing so. Your needs have to come first. Your desires have to come first. What you desire out of life. And I'm not just talking about only things that will lead to the bedroom or even your dating life. I'm talking about life as a whole. Your desires in life have to come first. It could be accomplishing, a certain career path. It could be accomplishing a big goal. It could be accomplishing something in your business. It could be getting the girl of your dreams. Whatever the case may be, you need to start putting your shit first. The shit that you want out of life, that comes first. And if you can do that, that means what you want out of life comes first. So when a man prioritizes what he wants out of life, he starts to act differently. He starts to carry himself differently. The biggest thing you have to come to terms with this is if you choose to live this lifestyle, you will be an outlier. You are going to be different. Yes, you have to come to terms with you will not be the same as everybody else. You're going to stand out. You're going to gather more attention. People are going to talk about you. People are going to talk about you behind your back. People are also going to say, why is he like that? Why can't he just be like everybody else? This is what you got to come to terms with. If you're a guy who's going to go after whatever the hell you want, that means what you want out of life comes first. So the only way to come to terms with this as a man is you've got to tell yourself, fuck what anybody else thinks or what anybody else says about it. Because what you got to realize is majority of men suffer in silence. Majority of men suffer due to the fact that they do not reach their goals. They do not have a girlfriend or a significant other. They don't have their own family. They're not desired by women. If a girl does show them interest, it's like their only option, so they're constantly in scarcity. And then that scarcity also runs into other areas in their life. It's like they probably have scarcity in their finances, they have scarcity in their social interactions, they have scarcity with women, and this is not good. So majority of men suffer in silence. If you decide to not have a terrible life or not have a terrible dating life, you're going to be an outlier, which means you need big balls to handle that. You need big balls to tell yourself, they're going to talk about me, they're going to say shit behind my back, they're going to think I'm whatever they want to say, whatever. You got to tell yourself whatever. Blow it off, it doesn't matter. So understand that you were lied to. You were told to be a good guy. You were told to be a nice guy. You were told that if you were her shoulder to cry on, or you were the guy who's always there for her and always texts her back and always calls her back, she's going to be there for you, and she's going to see that interest that you have in her, and that interest is going to be reciprocated, and it couldn't be further from the truth. You're going to find out very soon that she's out sleeping with a different guy who doesn't give her any attention, doesn't make her a priority. He maybe even doesn't have a job, but since he probably puts it down good in the bedroom, she consistently will come back to him and see him. This is what you're going to run into. This is what you're going to have to come to terms with. Every guy is going to have to come to terms with these truths. So, how do you rationalize this? The only way you can rationalize this so you can go to bed at night and not feel bitter, not feel angry, and not have your emotions all jumbled up so you think that life is unfair, the only way you can do this is you got to actually have a logical breakdown. A logical breakdown as to why, okay? Why women do not want good men. If you can rationalize why women do not want good men, well, guess what happens? You can actually explain why, and then you can probably sleep better at night knowing that this is just the way the world works. So when it comes to women, it all comes down to strength, and it all comes down to survival. This is why I'm telling you in almost all of my videos, your job, if you're around a woman, is to satisfy hypergamy. That means you have a dating life with a high sexual market value. It comes down to strength and survival. I don't care if you're texting on the phone. I don't care if you're on a phone call. I don't care if you're meeting on your first date. I don't care if it's a girl you've been dating for 5 years. I don't care if you're married. I don't care what the situation is. She is constantly looking at you and evaluating you if you're a man who can satisfy strength and survival. This is what I would call hardwiring. Think about like biology, okay? Think of it in that aspect. What is a woman looking for on like a deep down evolutionary or biology level? What typically happens in a woman's brain is she's gonna look at a guy and go, if he's really nice, he probably can't protect me. That niceness is a cover-up because he's hoping to himself that if he's nice to everybody, they will probably respect him, and he probably won't step on anybody's toes, and he'll probably be a good boy who just sits there and shuts up and acts like everybody else, so that way he's scared. This is what women think. She's gonna go, if he's nice, he probably can't protect me. Now, in the back of her mind as well, she's gonna go, if he isn't an asshole, he probably can't protect me. Okay, an asshole would stand up to like someone, or an asshole would stand up to someone, if there was danger or there was a situation where, there was something bad going on. She's going to sit there and go, if he isn't an asshole, he probably can't protect me. Take it one step further. She's going to sit there and go, if he isn't selfish, if he isn't self-centered, he won't put his needs first. Therefore, I can't trust him. Therefore, I cannot count on him for strength. Take it one step deeper. She's going to sit there and go, if he gets attached to me emotionally, or if he gets attached to me in any way, shape, or form emotionally, this signals weakness. He's weak emotionally. That means he's probably going to stop putting his priorities first. He's going to stop putting his needs first. Okay? When I say it comes down to survival, now she's gonna, in the back of her mind, she's subconsciously thinking and evaluating, this man is weak. This man cannot protect me. Okay? This man does not have his mission in life and his purpose first. This is a guy who's a bad bet for survival. This is what a woman tends to think and what a woman tends to feel. So now what happens is when she's around you, if you act this way, okay, where you're nice, you're pleasing, you're a good guy, you're a good man, what happens is she's sitting there looking at you and she's going, he doesn't have the three things over here that I was talking about. He doesn't have masculine attitude, he doesn't have masculine character, and he doesn't have masculine assertiveness. And what happens? Well, now she can't get wet for you. If she can't get wet for you, now she doesn't want to sleep with you. She does not want to have sex with you. She does not look at you as a desirable option. And now she's going to go sleep with somebody else. And this is just how it works. So women do not want good men. Good men to women are typically boring. Good men are typically very predictable. Good men are typically very loyal, and they are not arousing. So your care and your loyalty is a turnoff. Okay? Your loyalty signals lack of options. Not to mention, your niceness and your pleasing attitude now signals that her beauty, okay? Take this slow and process this with me here. Your niceness and your pleasing attitude now signals that her beauty is higher value than your status. See, routinely, this is a trade, or this is some sort, when an interaction goes down between a man and a woman, it's typically the value of her beauty and oftentimes her femininity and comparison with your status and your masculine character and your masculine attitude. When you're very nice and pleasing, this signals to that woman subconsciously that her beauty is higher value than your status. And now she exits, and now she's going to want to find a different man to satisfy hypergamy who appears higher value or that has higher sexual market value. Now keep in mind, no, I did not say a higher bank balance. No, I did not say a taller guy. No, I did not say a better looking guy. I said a guy with higher sexual market value. That means a guy who has more options than you. That means she's looking for a man who has more options with women than you currently do. She is looking at a man who is more desirable. Whatever you did to turn her off, she is questioning your value, okay? And specifically, she is questioning your sexual market value. She is questioning if other women are into you. So what guys oftentimes do is they will try to cover up their lack of sexual market value with more self-improvement. That is not what she's looking for. Oftentimes, she's not looking for a guy who's richer or a guy with a better sports car or a guy with more muscle or a guy with six-pack abs. Sometimes it does work out that that's who she ended up with, but typically it's not, okay? Typically, it's just a guy with higher sexual market value. This is why as a guy, you need to dial in your attitude, your character, your masculine assertiveness, and your sex appeal. If you can do that and you can have masculine attitude and masculine tonality, she's going to be very feminine towards you. So this is very important. This is why women do not want good men, and you see what's going on. You see what's going on in the dating interactions between men and women. You see the cheating. You see how women will typically end majority of relationships that they get into. And it's because a man is not prioritizing his priorities first. He's not prioritizing abundance. He's not prioritizing having multiple options of women that he can choose from. And he's not prioritizing the things that he wants in life. What he's doing is he's prioritizing her. And as soon as he starts prioritizing her, she stops prioritizing him. This is why you need to do your own thing in life. You need to basically Put your needs first and your desires first, so that way when you go to bed at night, you can feel high status, you can feel strong, and you can feel desired. If you like this video, I want you to hit the like button. Be sure to check out that full-length webinar presentation that I put together for you down below. Hit the like button, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.